attitude right here.
We're on.
Hi.
So Labyrinth. Elucidate.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Labyrinth is a great movie. It's fucking awesome. I've seen it so many times.
Yep.
More than I can count. I saw it as a little kid, and it scared the shit out of me because, like, it's, you know, if you know the Labyrinth, you know, I just had to take the baby away, and then the baby disappears, and she goes, oh shit. But then as I got older, I enjoyed it because it wasn't as fucking scary. But that bog witch bitch was nightmare fuel.
Yep.
Like, she was as bad, if not worse, than Freddy Krueger. Like, just fucking, for fucking reals, and she wants to eat him.
I've never seen Labyrinth. I've seen Pan's Labyrinth,
which is awesome too. Really
so
good.
I watched it kind of half-assed when it like first came out, and then because my buddy told me, he was like, "Dude, it's an epic movie."
Yeah.
And then this girl I was trying to get with came over to my house, and we got super baked. I think the only reason she was hanging out with me is because I like always had weed.
Because you had weed in Labyrinth.
And she was like, "Well, let's smoke another bowl. Let's smoke another bowl. Let's smoke another bowl." And then
What was
she
the
was like,
first
"Let's watch
letter
a
of the
movie."
name?
And I was like, "What do you want to watch?" And she was bringing up all these like lame ass like chick flicks and cheerleading movies. And I was like, "Oh, have you ever seen Pan's Labyrinth? That's pretty cool." She was like, "Okay, put it on." And like halfway through, she was just like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." The part when the guy who has his eyes on his hands like grabs the fairies and everything, but
she's all triggered.
No, I was so baked when I saw it that second time that it actually became kind of scary. When she was freaking out, I was like, I know why you're freaking out, because I want to freak out, but I'm a little more of a passive, mellow.
But see, that's the moment when he's crushing the fairies. That's the moment I vigorously masturbate to. I'm all,
Yeah. You know what's funny? People always question my hygiene because I prefer not to wear deodorant. And there's a couple motivating factors for that. So the first one is
armpit cancer.
Yes, you're putting heavy metals on the most receptive part of your body outside of like Uranus.
You can still take a shower though, right?
No, I shower every day.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah.
So and I'm gonna segue into the shower thing, but so the deodorant thing.
I showered this morning. Shut up, fuck up.
So it's you're not putting heavy metals onto, and then I even tried the like all natural deodorants from like Trader Joe's, the Tom's. And everything.
Those don't work very well.
Yeah, Tom is bullshit.
It doesn't do anything.
No. Yeah.
You might as well just not wear deodorant. You're just wasting $3 or $4.
You know what works really well though? Or well, finish your thought first.
Well, what I noticed is when I stopped wearing deodorant, if you go and you're shopping at like let's say a grocery store and you're standing in the beer aisle and you're contemplating, you know, do I want an IPA, a double IPA, do I just want to go Coors Light, Pabst, Blue Ribbon, you name it. If you're wearing deodorant and someone's walking along, they're gonna come in, they're gonna just wedge themselves right next to you and like invade your little personal bubble of space.
What are you getting?
What I've noticed when I don't wear deodorant, that doesn't happen. And then on top of that, at work, so I work at a call center, and they record
air conditioning though, right?
Yeah, it is air conditioned.
See,
yeah. So
I started working air conditioning. I play craps game with deodorant too.
Yeah, like,
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, but
nothing like a little man steak.
Like the main sales director, she has mentioned how like sensitive to smell she is. So she'll send out an email saying like, "Oh, I might be sitting next to you to listen to some of your calls," and I looked over at my buddy and she was sitting next to him just with like a microscope for like an hour, and she sat next to me on a day I wasn't wearing deodorant for like 5 minutes. And she was like, "I really like that call. I'm gonna leave." So like it's clearly working to my benefit. But back to the shower thing.
Elevators. It's great for elevators.
Yeah, you get your own personal space if you don't wear deodorant.
Yeah, but you know what? You could also turn to strangers and say, "I love you." That gets them out of there pretty fast.
Yeah, but who wants to waste the calories to like say,
well, but then you can choose who you want to repel. I don't want to repel everyone. You know?
I do. I have personal
Anyways,
lives.
go back to what you were saying.
Well, that circles back to they say it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
It feels so good.
But it takes more muscles for you to tell me that than it does for you to just shut the fuck up and mind your own
For them to
business.
go,
You know?
I'm standing
Not
in this
you.
corner."
I'm just the hypothetical.
No, totally you, Jordan. Just shut
Oh, okay.
But back to showering. I realized I really only shower when I feel the need to masturbate. So I shower like 4 or 5 times a day.
Oh, well, there goes fucking California's water crisis.
I thought of that like 6 days ago. I was like, that'll be a really funny joke at the right time. So that was the right time. I shower once a day.
I'm all
Sometimes
deodorant.
twice if I go and like play hockey or like I don't know, play basketball. Like if I woke up, shower in the morning, I go play basketball.
If it's your
I'm
own,
gonna shower after.
if it's your own salt, like your sweat, that's fine with me. Like I'll have a shower, and as long as I'm not like building something or being around polish or something like that. But you sweat all day, and you're like, "Ah," you know. I mean, it depends on the amount of sweat. Because after a jam session, I'm like, I'm so something. It's like you move your arm, and all these crystals of salt, just, you know, you're like, you need to shower. But there's sometimes where you sweat like a healthy amount, and I don't know about you guys, but I feel fine with this. I'm okay with this. It's like a little shield, and I'm okay with that. And like some days if I don't do much, like if it's an easy day at work, since I work in air conditioning now, which is fucking amazing. The only thing is the lab coats we have to wear are fucking hot as shit, dude.
But
So-
it's pretty well air conditioned though.
yeah, it's
That's
set
a game changer.
it's set at 73. It totally is. I'm like, so let me get this straight. I can be humping 100 pounds of lumber and bullshit or metal all day, or I could sit in a chair and play with metal that is like 3 times as like quadruple the price. I don't know, just expensive shit. Like, oh, this is a $10,000 ring. Like, I'm not at that point yet, but I will be. And you know, they're all done, and you're like, that's great. And some rich fucking bitch is all, that looks marvelous, and you're in her eyes, you're God. I can do anything with my jewelry, make me look right. And you're like, see, that was something I didn't think about before I started.
Has the thought of a zombie apocalypse ever?
That's why I still know how to weld.
Right.
Like, I still know industrial metals, but now I know precious metals. So, since we're not in a zombie apocalypse, which I was alpacalypse I was prepping for, that hasn't happened yet, I'm gonna take advantage of rich people. Not take advantage of doing good, hard work. But
Deep down, I really want to see a zombie apocalypse because
me too.
I feel like
we got a good
us,
team going.
Yeah, us
Like-
three, we'd be fine. John Andy's a guy you want on your team.
Oh
too.
no, yeah, he's on the team. Like, there's us, Katie, Leslie, John Andy.
Just the exfil is a nightmare. Once we get out past,
For sure, Joe and Tab.
like the retrograde is gonna be rough, dude.
What's retrograde?
Like just getting to, like my goal would be to get into the wildlands where there's less zombies, you know?
Yeah, like in World War Z, the book. Not the movie,
Basically,
where they
yeah.
head north.
Yeah,
go where
yeah.
it's cold,
But
and then
just
they
to
all
get
got-
out of Dodge would be the hardest part.
Yeah. And we're like,
I don't know. It depends on what type of zombies too. If it's like swarmers,
Yeah.
or if it's fast runners. I prefer fast runners because they don't swarm. If they're just swarming your car, then it's like God. It's
But
gonna
if
be
they're
rough.
so slow, you're just all thunk, thunk.
Yeah, like I'm saying, it depends on like the genre of zombie, I guess.
Well, yeah. Well, like,
the swarmers, their
okay, are
scary
swarmers?
tactic is the volume, the number.
No, but
They're
that's
like ants. Like the way
Exactly,
ants.
yeah, that's what came to mind is ants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's you could okay. Here's the thing though, like the military creates this thing. You just shoot them all in the head, just this giant buzzsaw, chops them off. Like, and, it's like the zigzaggy fucking. So we got all dimensions of their typical heights, and it just chops a big chunk out of their brains out, no matter where they are. And we just shoot this big fucking buzzsaw, and they go, and they just shoot this thermite diarrhea, and it just burns bodies up. And then a nice big hole in the ground too. And, bang.
Yeah, that's a gun we should work on.
That's what I'm saying. The apocalypse, zombie apocalypse.
Well, it would depend on the scientific, the chemical aspect, the biological aspect of the zombie. Because if if it was something that were spread, let's say by bite or airborne, I think a thing that they've touched on it in a couple zombie movies.
Oh, I
but-
watched Train to Busan, by the way.
It's amazing.
Watch what?
Train to Busan.
Yeah,
Yes.
you recommended it.
I recommended it.
Oh.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought you.
But
Fucking
let's,
right, right?
let's say it was like a bite type of thing where the zombies were
Or like blood
attracted to
interaction.
brains or like warm.
Let's say HIV simulant.
Yeah,
But
so
saliva is included.
you would actually the biggest culprit
Right by
would be rabbit zombies.
Yes.
If it was a disease that was triggered by let's say brain function,
Yeah.
or the electricity in your brain, or warm-bodied mammals,
I like.
you would have zombies that eventually got a rabbit, and then that rabbit would go and want to screw all the other rabbits, because that's how rabbits
Yeah.
fucking roll. Rabbits fuck like fucking rabbits.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but-
zombies ever procreate though,
No, but if it's
or you just bite the other rabbits.
They
Right,
bite the
like
rabbit, yeah.
eventually one zombie
get you-
would get,
Because the other
or a
one's like,
swarm
"I'm
of
ready,"
zombies
whatever.
would get their hands on a rabbit.
Yeah.
And
And
zombie
then they would-
birds.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you would have to worry about. So I think going into the woods, I get it.
If it's infested woods or not is what.
Well,
you
Yeah.
the premise of most zombie genres is that it's specific to the human
Human
condition.
right, but I don't think chemistry, biology. I don't think it limits it to just the human race.
No, see,
Not
that's what I like
necessarily,
about-
but the not the etymology, but the where it comes from is the fear of disease, and a lot of those diseases didn't affect animals.
Yeah.
Right, but look
the
at Lyme
plague.
disease. Like that's a pretty prevalent powerful disease.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. I understand your argument. I just think the better